Proverbs chapter 1 verse 14 extends the narrative on the temptations posed by sinful companions by detailing their enticements further. Cast in your lot among us, let us all have one purse. This verse portrays a seemingly benign invitation to communal living and shared resources, but it is steeped in the context of shared wrongdoing. It is an alluring call to unity, but for purposes that undermine moral integrity and justice. The phrase, "cast in your lot among us," is a significant one. In ancient practices, casting lots was often a method used to make decisions or determine fate impartially. Here, however, it suggests a voluntary joining or committing oneself to the group and their activities. This commitment is not just about being in the company of sinners, but actively participating in their schemes. The implication is that one is not merely an observer, but a co-conspirator, sharing in both the risks and the spoils of their unethical endeavors. Let us all have one purse suggests a pooling of resources which at first might seem an act of mutual support and collective security. Yet, in the light of the preceding verses, this communal purse is filled through violence and exploitation. It represents not just shared wealth, but shared guilt. The communal purse becomes a symbol of complicity in the group's misdeeds. By sharing in the purse, one shares in the sins of theft, violence, and possibly worse, effectively erasing any lines of individual moral responsibility and diluting personal accountability through collective action. This verse taps into a deep-seated human desire for belonging and community. The allure of being part of a group can often lead individuals to compromise their values, especially when the group's goals are presented as beneficial to all involved. The seduction of such an arrangement is that it offers immediate inclusion and community, but at a high moral cost. It exploits the natural inclination towards community for nefarious ends, turning what is typically a source of support and positive affirmation into a mechanism for moral decay. From a broader perspective, this invitation to share a purse is reflective of broader temptations in society where communal success is often celebrated, sometimes regardless of the means by which it was achieved. It serves as a caution against the dangers of collective wrongdoing, where the lines between individual and group morality are blurred, leading potentially to greater and more widespread corruption. In the contemporary context, this verse is particularly relevant. In an era where corporate and group dynamics often obscure personal ethical lines, the wisdom of Proverbs warns against the danger of groupthink and moral compromise. It calls for vigilance and integrity, reminding individuals that true security and prosperity cannot be built on unrighteous foundations. The invitation to throw in one's lot with others while appealing must be weighed against the ethical standing and practices of the group. The verse also challenges the reader to consider their definitions of wealth and success. It poses implicit questions about the value of material gain obtained through compromise versus the richer, deeper rewards of a life lived in adherence to moral principles. It prompts a reflection on what it means to truly prosper and whether true prosperity can ever be at odds with righteousness. Moreover, this verse speaks to the importance of discerning leadership and influences in one's life. It underscores the need for spiritual and moral discernment in choosing whom to associate with and what causes to support. This discernment is crucial not only for personal integrity, but also for maintaining the health and morality of the wider community. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 14 is not merely an admonition against bad company, but a deeper reflection on the nature of community, wealth, and moral integrity. It warns against the enticing lure of quick gain through unity in wrongdoing and calls for a commitment to upstanding and righteous living. By standing firm in these principles, individuals not only ensure their own moral standing, but also contribute to the cultivation of a just and righteous community.